fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey everybody, the new season of Territory is coming up here pretty soon. And as you can probably see on your screen already, well, the territories have reset and we've already got some of the early captures happening now. So I just popped into the system. We'll wait for all the different ships to load in and wonder how long it'll take. But my alliance is not in the takeover, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just kind of here for the sake of being here. So hello, happy little Rev Defiant. But point being, Territory has been reset. Actually, I have nobody here. Okay, well, that's interesting. But territory's been reset, and we have a time for when all that is taking place. I guess it makes sense. I guess we're going to have TC Season 4 starting Tuesday, July 23rd at 11 a.m. Now, that is this upcoming Tuesday. So if you watch this video, that's literally tomorrow. Yeah, surprising. Nobody's actually going after this. I thought for a second it was lag, but nope, nobody's just touching it. With territory starting tomorrow, that means that you and your alliance need to start preparing for all the different changes that could be happening. Now, in terms of changes, I guess I should have been more clear. Changes are not happening in terms of the changes that we're getting, just like the last season, are limited to what you already saw. So we saw those changes come at the beginning of this month. Now, if you missed what those changes were, well, the good news is there's a content creator like me to remind you of what they were. So real quickly, we're just gonna throw this on the screen. This is a just text file to kind of quickly list them. So you saw a lot of services and particles get added, and even a little oopsie where too many particles get added. We actually had double particles on some places. Now, obviously as a player, you're like, hey, that's heckin' beneficial. We love that. And yes, I too love that. But understandably, that's not staying. So now we have to figure out other ways to find our bonuses. But you saw all the meridians get added into the 1-star territories, as well as the particle changes. And then this past week, you saw a removal of some of those particles when there were doubles. So we saw some of the doubles get taken away. Shout out to Territory.lol helping us track this, because without sites and without tools like that, well, we just would not be able to do what we do. Which, speaking of, this is an opportunity for me to plug my friend Gherkin and his tool. So right there on the screen, this is the Territory.lol tool. Now, this is something that I've helped put together and given feedback on, as well as Captain Anders, Min, Quasel, Notorious. Shout out to all those wonderful people. So if you wanted to use this tool, I'll simply go to the capture planner, and let's just name our alliance Chaos and Apex. You can do multiple at a time. Simply select which one you want to do. And previously, we had something kind of like this. Sorta, kinda is what we had before. And doing that will then let you come down to here and see, okay, well, what available services do we have if we go after that? So Chaos in this instance would have these services. You'd have the Monavine, you would have the Sarcophagus, you would have the FKR Reputation Enhancer, you'd have the Meridian Construction Yard in a couple of those. You would have Surex Particles, you would have Quantum Particles. And again, these are all things that you have to decide for yourself. And ultimately, you kind of want to find a way to say, now I get this and grab this, because you want a 3-star service for as many of the particle types as you can get. So you can see here in Nehemiah, we get the ISS Jelly Constructor, but more importantly for me, Metreon, because I need more Metreon particles. Shout out to Chaos, the Alliance. If you're watching, Exurgin, etc., Metreons. Let's start planning for it. But this is Territory.lol. It's a website, literally, as you can see on the top of your screen. Territory.lol. It's a fantastic tool by Gherkin to allow us to coordinate some of the different things that are happening around the galaxy. And the other side of this coin is going to come down to how you want to approach territory in terms of awards. So every season we'll be getting a new battle pass. Now, obviously the new battle pass is not currently up because that doesn't start until tomorrow. But the new battle pass is going to have a couple of different items in it that maybe you haven't had before. So then it just is simply going to be, well, how do you want to plan out your territories and how you want to do it? By the way, my brain, I'm surprised nobody's commented. In fact, they probably will have commented. The fact this is a 2-star territory, no wonder nobody's going after it. It's a 2-star. Nobody's got a 1-star to connect to it. Duh. Y'all can shame Rev in the comments down below. I've got a doctor's appointment today. It's been a wild day. The kids are being children. Anybody that's a parent of 3 or more knows what I'm going through. So, as far as planning, you're going to have slight differences in terms of the rewards in the battle pass itself for the territory season 4, but every service that you have is staying the same with the exception of what you just had this month. So adding in the, the meridian, changing in some of the particles. Other than that, from what they've said, that's all going to essentially stay the same. So if you wanted to say the same routes that you had before, you see some of the chaos players are still there, you could do that. But what we see happen on most servers is kind of what you saw on the map that I just showed. You see a lot of different movements, and I think that's what's good for the game, is to have territory being an evolving thing. And we could actually add in more alliances here. Let's just add in IA. IA is the #1 server or #1 alliance on server 20, and maybe they decide that they want to take something that they haven't had in a while. I actually haven't seen them run this one in a bit, so let's just say they do this right here. They decide to go after something like that. And why would they? I mean, that's completely their prerogative. I'm saying they haven't done the bottom right corner in a very long time. Maybe they choose to do that. I'll add another one here about Epic. Maybe because IA and Epic are at war, maybe that Epic has decided they want to go for this bottom rung, and IA is going to try to find a way to block that, or find a way to get around it. Or you can make the Anubis, which is what IA had a couple seasons ago. Either way, I did want to show this tool so that y'all could see it for yourself, as well as Capture Planner. And there's also updates that have happened with the Territory tool, which means that you can go to services, and I really like this one, especially for you small level alliances, lower level players, and type in what you need. Do you need the Meridian Construction Yard? Cool. Type in Meridian Construction Yard under the services and find everywhere that the Meridian Construction Yard is active. As you can see, it is not every 1-star territory, but it is a lot of them. But let's say that you needed Metreon particles for your research. Well, here we can take a look at the Metreon particle generators, finding them that they are in the 3-star territories. So handy dandy tool here. Again, Territory.lol is not paying me to promote it. It's just something I literally use. Monavine, another one that is big for a lot of players. You can see it is in 2-star and 3 stars. You see around the map, definitely around the edges, with a little spot here in the middle. And for you alliance planners, leadership, this is the type of thing that y'all really want to be paying as much attention to as you can. Take advantage of these different things. Maybe you just want to, wipe all these out, start from scratch. However it is that you want to do it, make the map. You can also do things of a shared schedule, where we can actually share that schedule to people within your alliance by copying the URL to the Discord, which is quite handy. And then more importantly, finding the things that you actually need. So systems and tags, etc. Now, again, I'm different, right? What I mean by that is not every server has this type of movement, but most of the servers I play on, you see territory get exchanged every time a new season starts, which I think is good. But that might not be the case on your server, and that's okay. But hopefully this tool helps you, and maybe if your server comes together, I know there's one server out there that simply divides between 2 coalitions, north and south. Whatever it is, this is allowing y'all to plan, take the particles that are there under advisement, and make changes based on that. Hopefully this helps you out. It's a reminder of the Territory tool and to give you a heads up on everything that's going. So remember, Territory season starts tomorrow at the time of this video. Hopefully that helps you out. Live long and plunder. Stay safe out there. I've got to run to my doctor's appointment, but I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and I will see y'all after.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.